My boyfriend picked his ex over me. When my boyfriend and I started dating 2 years ago, we agreed to treat each other's kids as if they were our own. I have full custody of my kids, while he splits custody of his daughter with his ex. It wasn't always easy, but we built a life together around this shared commitment to family. At least I thought we did. I've never met his ex. She hasn't asked to meet me, and I've never pushed for it. Out of respect for their co-parenting arrangement, I never questioned why I wasn't invited to certain events, like his daughter's birthday parties or school functions. I assumed it was because his ex would be there, and he wanted to avoid unnecessary conflict. I trusted him to stand up for me if it ever became an issue. 3 months ago, he told me he was picking up a second job to save up for a big trip to Disney World for his daughter's birthday. He didn't mention me going, but I assumed I'd be included. After all, we'd promised to treat each other's kids like family. I figured it was just a matter of time before he'd sit down and talk through the plans with me. But as the weeks went by, nothing came up. No details, no conversations, just silence. Finally, I asked him about it. That's when he got quiet. "You're not going," he said like it was no big deal. I stared at him, confused. "What do you mean I'm not going? Why not?" "It's just going to be me, my daughter, her mom, their parents, and some of her friends," he said. "Her mom doesn't want you there." I felt like I'd been slapped. "Her mom doesn't want me there? What does that have to do with you? You're paying for this trip. You should decide who goes." He avoided eye contact. "I don't want to cause any issues. It's just easier this way." Easier for who? Not for me. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. I was supposed to be part of his daughter's family too, wasn't I? That's what we'd agreed on. But apparently, all it took was a word from his ex, and I was out. I tried to understand his perspective. He said he wanted to avoid conflict for his daughter's sake, but what about me? What about the commitment we'd made to each other? It felt like I didn't matter. He was letting his ex call all the shots, and I was the one being left out. What hurt most was realizing this wasn't just about Disney. It was about our entire relationship. If he couldn't stand up for me now, what would happen in the future? Would his ex always have the final say? Would I always come second? For 2 years, I respected his boundaries. I celebrated his daughter's milestones from the sidelines, never pushing for more than he was comfortable with. And this is how I'm repaid? By being excluded from one of the biggest events in his daughter's life? I love him, but love isn't enough. I deserve someone who will fight for me, someone who will honor their promises and treat me like an equal partner. He made his choice when he decided to exclude me. Now I have to make mine. I can't stay with someone who puts me second. For my sake and for my kids, I have to move on. It hurts, but I know it's the right thing to do.